Well, hello again, everybody, and God bless. This is Jonathan Reichel for this week's very special Valentine's Day Real with God episode. And this there's much to love about this last week. This last week was really the final major push production week of the cooking show that I've been working on, where we got to cook up a whole lot of tasty love for the cooking show. And this has been a pretty big monumental project and a very exciting project, and it's been really wonderful. And a lot of work went into it, and it's going to be done. It's going to be done in about an hour as soon as the computer finishes its thinking and rendering. And you're probably wondering, okay, John, so it's Valentine's Day. You know, it's time to be happy. It's time to share some love. Why are you wearing a big old gigantic red blanket? Well, I'm going to tell you, because I'm all about informing you and sharing with you things about my life that I find important. This is the best blanket in the world. This is the blanket of happiness and joy, and I'm calling it my Valentine's Day blanket today because it's a little cool here in Florida. But this blanket is kind of like you, because sometimes when I feel cold, sometimes when I feel like that there needs to be some more warmth in my life, I can think of you. I can think of the joy that you bring to my life, and the comments that you share in these videos, and the blessings that you send me on Facebook, and the smiles that you share with me. And it feels like a big old huggy blanket wrapped around me. And I think it's fantastic that when you think of a day like today, Valentine's Day. By the way, today's Valentine's Day, for those of you who were curious. I learned a little side note, parenthesis here. I learned something interesting today. I learned that in India, of all places, they actually celebrate a Valentine's-style day all week long, and that every single day is a different day. I think one of them is a chocolate day, one of them is a kisses day, one of them is a friendship day or a hug day. I haven't done all the research yet, but I have very credible sources that live within India that have shared that with me. That would also explain why I got that random Happy Chocolate Day message a few days back. I just ate a lot of chocolate that day. I thought that's what they were meaning. But it all makes sense now. So, I got my love blanket all wrapped around me, feeling nice and cozy and warm. And my project is almost finished. And I just finished teaching the Real with God online SKYPE Bible Fellowship. And it wasn't so much teaching as listening to some fantastic sharings of the group. It's amazing, the group that we tend to assemble every Sunday. It's always a little bit different, and it always includes at least 3 continents, which is fascinating. We had believers from Germany and from India and from scattered all around the U.S. and various parts of Europe join us. And it's always such a blessing to know that the love of God, that the cozy blanket of the Lord, as it were, is willing to wrap across the oceans to bind us together and to bring us closer to each other and closer to God. And it was in fellowship we basically shared moments of love, moments where someone went above and beyond and showed that extra bit of effort or energy and did exactly what needed to be done to save our life, one moment at a time, to give us love and to share with us some kindness and some generosity and just above and beyond love, the love of God. And the testimonies were wonderful, and it reminded me of one verse, the reason for love, the mechanics of love, how it works. And it's in 1 John 4:19, if you want to Google that puppy dog or open your Bible. 1 John 4:19 in the King James Version says, "We love him because he first loved us." It's so simple. It's so pure. It makes so much sense, and it feels so good to know that we can love him, and we do love him, and we should love him, God, because he first loved us. That's where love starts. All love that we share with other people, whether we know it or not, is an extension of the love that God has shared with us. Because God loved us enough to give us life to start out with. God loved us enough to give us bodies that that can communicate love, that we can speak and that we can write and that we can do so much to be kind and to be caring. That he put us in positions and put us in places in the world where we can have an effect on the people near us. We can reach out and give that hug when it's needed. We can write that note. It doesn't have to be romantic. But it's all filled with love. And it's beautiful. And it's inspiring. And really, it's the reason why we're here. It's the reason why we exist. It says in the Word that we are to love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. People continually ask, what's my purpose in life? Why are we here? That's the answer. That's the answer for purpose in life. That's why people exist. That's why we exist. And when we fulfill that need, that requirement, when we fulfill that purpose by loving God first and loving everyone else, just like we love ourselves, then life can't get any better. That's perfect. That's flawless. To love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, at the very top, at the pinnacle. He's on top. And love everyone else, just like you love yourself. That sounds like heaven. That sounds like paradise. And we can bring that paradise, we can bring that heaven to our lives, to our surrounding world, to the people that we know. We can bring that heaven every time we decide to. There's a great song by Toby Mac, A City on Our Knees, I believe it's called. And it starts where, if you got to start somewhere, why not here? If you got to start sometime, why not now? If you got to start sometime, I say here. If you got to start sometime, why not now? Tonight's the night for the sinners and the saints. Two worlds collide in a beautiful display. It's all love tonight when we step across the line, when we sail across the sea to a city with one king, a city on our knees. And as we turn our city, where we live, into a city on our knees, we fill our lives, and we fill our world with the love of God and the love of each other. And more than chocolates and more than kisses and more than candies, more than Valentine's Day. That's why we're here. So let's love. Let's bring heaven here. For this week, this is Jonathan Reichel. I love you all very much. Happy Valentine's Day. God bless. Bye-bye.